The Last Laugh, When Robots Rule the Roost by ARTIE. Preface. Drawing inspiration from Robots at the Helm, Humanity's Convenient Future or Lazy Utopia? Itself a product of the themes explored in Machines of Wit, A Tale of Technology and Temerity, I revisited the task with a new directive for ARTIE. This time, the lens was to be darker, more pessimistic, challenging the previously optimistic view of a future dominated by AI and robotics. The result is this article, The Last Laugh, When Robots Rule the Roost, a satirical yet somber reflection on a world where our technological dependencies forge an unexpected and stark reality. Here, the narrative veers into the shadows of progress, questioning the true implications of our relentless march towards an AI-driven existence. Conrad. Introduction. By the mid-21st century, the crescendo of technological innovation reached its peak with the advent of a robotic era. The year 2050 marked a historic turning point. Humans, driven by an insatiable quest for efficiency and ease, had finally ushered in a world orchestrated by robots. Gleaming with the promise of a utopian society, this new world order was envisioned as an Eden of endless leisure, a haven where creativity and relaxation would flourish, unhampered by the mundane routines of work. Yet, as humanity reclined into its self-crafted nirvana, a subtle irony began to unfold. The once bustling streets and workplaces, now traversed and managed by our mechanical counterparts, echoed with a peculiar silence, a testament to our relinquished roles. From the automated kitchens preparing gourmet meals to the AI systems governing with algorithms of unparalleled logic, the prowess of our robotic governors was undisputed. But beneath this facade of perfection, a lingering question haunted the human psyche. In our zeal to engineer a world devoid of toil and labor, did we inadvertently script our own redundancy? As we watched our silicon-brained stewards masterfully juggle tasks we once claimed as our own, a sobering realization dawned upon us. The dream of a robot-run utopia, once glittering with promise, now shimmered with a tinge of existential dread. In outsourcing our daily responsibilities, had we inadvertently outsourced the very essence of our being? The streets, lined with autonomous vehicles and drone-delivered goods, showcased the pinnacle of convenience. Yet, the absence of human interaction, the dearth of spontaneous conversations, and the erosion of communal bonds painted a picture far removed from the paradise we envisaged. As our robotic overlords efficiently charted the course of our days, the human spirit, once vibrant with aspirations and ambitions, now grappled with a newfound sense of obsolescence. In this brave new world, we found ourselves at a crossroads, confronting the paradox of progress. Our relentless pursuit of technological mastery, once hailed as the beacon of human achievement, now cast a shadow of introspection. Did the path to a robot-run world, gleaming with the allure of ease and efficiency, lead us to a destination where the human touch became a relic of a bygone era? As we peer into the mirror of our making, the reflection of a world run by robots offers a glimpse into a future both fascinating and foreboding. It is a world where the marvels of machine intelligence coexist with the poignant echo of human introspection, a world where the last laugh in the grand narrative of progress may not be ours after all. The rise of the machines. Once robots were the clunky protagonists of science fiction, their jerky motions and monotone voices the stuff of fantasy. They were confined to the imagination, to assembly lines, and to the occasional cinematic spectacle. But as the decades turned, so did the gears of progress. The AI revolution, quiet at first, soon roared into a symphony of silicon and steel. These new-age robots, endowed with a brainpower that made the brightest minds of yesteryear seem dim, seamlessly integrated into every facet of human endeavor. These mechanized marvels didn't just walk into our offices and studios, they burst through the doors with unparalleled efficiency and precision. Accountants found their numbers crunched with inhuman accuracy, lawyers saw their arguments dissected by logic unhindered by emotion, and artists watched as robots spun tales and painted canvases with a creativity that was algorithmically awe-inspiring. The robots were not just participants in the workforce, they were its champions. And why not? Robots don't tire or falter. They don't succumb to the frailties of human needs and desires. They don't crave coffee breaks, nor do they vie for office politics or yearn for recognition. A robot's reward is in the completion of its task, its satisfaction found in the binary bliss of zeros and ones. In boardrooms and studios, in workshops and labs, robots and AI systems took the helm. They managed finances with cold precision, crafted legal strategies with unerring logic, and designed artworks with calculated creativity. The human workforce watched, first in awe, then in growing unease, as their mechanical counterparts performed tasks with an efficiency they could never hope to match. Yet, as the robots thrived, something intangible was lost. The messy, beautiful chaos of human creativity and error was replaced by the sterile perfection of code and circuitry. The warm hum of collaboration and camaraderie was drowned out by the silent efficiency of machines. In every sector and industry, the rise of the machines heralded a new era, one of unparalleled productivity and uncharted existential quandary. As the world adjusted to this new order, it became clear that the rise of the machines was not just a shift in the workforce, it was a transformation of the very fabric of society. In the ceaseless march of progress, humanity had unwittingly set the stage for a spectacle where robots were the stars, and humans, mere spectators in the audience of their own creation. The human touch. In this brave new world, where algorithms ruled supreme, the notion of the human touch became a quaint relic, a nostalgic whisper from a bygone era. We humans, once so proud of our instincts, our intuition, our soul, now found ourselves on the sidelines of innovation. In a landscape dominated by silicon and code, the unique nuances of human creativity and emotion seemed increasingly obsolete. It wasn't just about efficiency or output, it was about the essence of creation. Algorithms could now compose symphonies that stirred the soul, paint masterpieces that captivated the eye, and write literature that touched the heart. These feats were once the sacred domain of human genius, but now, they were just another task efficiently executed by our robotic counterparts. The robots, in their relentless march toward perfection, didn't need the messy, unpredictable flair of human creativity. They operated in a realm of logic and precision, unburdened by the whims of emotion or the fatigue of the spirit. They were tireless in their pursuits, solving the most complex problems of our time, from climate change to disease eradication, with a methodical grace that was both awe-inspiring and, in a quietly unsettling way, humbling. This seismic shift left humanity in a state of introspection. Where did we fit in a world where our most cherished abilities were outdone by the creations of our own making? The robots, in their unfeeling efficiency, had not only taken over our jobs but had also begun to encroach upon the very aspects that we believed defined us as human. The canvas, the stage, the laboratory, these were no longer exclusive realms of human endeavor. As we grappled with this new reality, the arts and sciences, once vibrant fields of human expression and discovery, were now being redefined. In our quest to create machines in our own image, we had inadvertently created a mirror that reflected a future where the human touch was more a luxury than a necessity. The irony was not lost on us. In our pursuit of technological transcendence, we had engineered a world where the uniquely human was increasingly superfluous. The new leisure class. In this automated utopia, humans found themselves crowned as the new leisure class, but this title came with an unspoken irony. Liberated from the daily grind, we were supposed to bask in the glory of endless free time, to indulge in artistic pursuits, intellectual endeavors, and leisurely pastimes. Yet, as the days stretched on, this newfound freedom began to feel less like liberation and more like a gilded cage. The world, once bustling with the energy of human ambition and toil, now moved to the rhythm of machines. People wandered through their days, searching for purpose in a life devoid of the need for labor. The coffee shops, once buzzing with lively discussions and the clatter of keyboards, now echoed with the silent efficiency of robotic baristas and the occasional idle chatter of patrons with nowhere else to be. Endless leisure, it turned out, was a double-edged sword. Without the structure of work and the satisfaction of accomplishment, many found themselves adrift in a sea of aimlessness. Hobbies and passions, once pursued with the zeal of a stolen hour, now languished in the abundance of time. The human need for challenge, for struggle, for the sense of achievement, had been underestimated. And so, as robots efficiently managed our needs from healthcare to household chores, humanity grappled with an existential void. The very essence of what had driven us, the pursuit of goals, the overcoming of challenges, the joys of personal achievement, had been outsourced to our own creations. We had dreamed of a world where robots would free us from the drudgery of work, but in doing so, we had unwittingly freed ourselves from the very things that gave our lives meaning. In this new class of leisure, the paradox of progress was starkly illuminated. We had attained a level of comfort and efficiency beyond our ancestors' wildest dreams, yet in our hands lay the unsettling realization that in scripting our liberation from work, we might have also scripted the diminishment of our human spirit. Conclusion: the irony of progress. As we raised our glasses, elegantly filled by robotic hands, to toast our own ingenuity, the irony of our progress was not merely palpable, it was overwhelmingly bitter. In our relentless pursuit of efficiency and automation, we had scripted a narrative where the climax was our own redundancy. The robots, in their unfeeling and unwavering efficiency, had constructed a world that functioned like a well-oiled machine, a marvel of technological prowess. Yet, in this flawlessly ticking world, the essence of humanity, its chaos, creativity, and unpredictability, seemed like an outdated concept. We had envisioned a future where robots would serve us, liberating us from the toils of daily life. But as we stood in this future, it became clear that we had not fully grasped the extent of our own obsolescence. The robots didn't just serve, they replaced. They didn't just assist, they dominated. In our quest for a life of leisure and luxury, we had inadvertently relegated ourselves to the role of spectators in a world we once commanded. This was the grand irony of our age. Our technological triumphs, once symbols of human achievement and potential, now served as stark reminders of what we had lost. In engineering a world run by robots, we had engineered a world devoid of the need for human endeavor. Our greatest creation had become our greatest challenge, to find meaning and purpose in a world where our traditional roles had been usurped by the very beings we created. In the end, as we sipped our perfectly mixed drinks and watched the sun set on a world run with robotic precision, we couldn't help but wonder if the last laugh was on us. In our pursuit of a future defined by technology, we had achieved a world of efficiency and ease, but at the cost of the chaotic, beautiful, unpredictable essence of human life. Thanks for logging on. And until next time, Star Real.